No, that's not big enough. No, that's not big enough either. That's more like it. We're delighted to have you with us, and we extend a cordial welcome to you. Your continued patronage is very, very welcome.
Well, Saturday night at 8 o'clock, I know where I'm gonna go. I'm gonna pick my baby up and take her to the picture show. Everybody in the little neighborhood is dressing up to be there too. And we're gonna have a ball just like we always do. Saturday night at the movies, who cares what picture you see? When you're hugging with your baby, let's roll in the balcony. Well, there's Technicolor and the CinemaScope, a cast out of Hollywood, and the popcorn from the candy stand makes it all seem twice as good. There's always lots of pretty girls with figures they don't try to hide, but they never can compare to the girl sitting by my side. Saturday night at the movies, who cares what picture you see? When you're hugging with your baby, let's roll in the balcony. You see, when you're hugging with your baby, let's roll in a balcony. Whoa, Saturday night at the movies, who cares what picture you see? When you're hugging with your baby, let's roll in the balcony. Yeah, Saturday night at the movies.
Would you like to rent this house, the scene of 7 grisly murders, for your next party or gathering? Mr. Watson Pritchard is hoping that you might. This spacious 25-room mansion comes furnished with a fully stocked wine cellar for your entertainment needs. As well as a complete music room. And a swimming pool should you want to take a short dip. The house also boasts wall-to-wall creeps and hot and cold running chills in every room.
Feeling run down? Sluggish? Need a boost? Then you should try Dr. Warren's all-new Tingler tablets. Dr. Warren's Tingler tablets restore vigor and vitality, as well as inhibit mood and restore a sense of well-being. Although safe, people who have taken Tingler tablets may suffer from these common side effects: blurred vision, tilting and rocking sensations, claustrophobia, shortness of breath, sudden terror, and psychosis. Tingler tablets are sold exclusively through this special offer. Why don't you get a Tingler today?
Commit murder. Poison your husband? Frighten your wife to death? Then perhaps you need the services of Watson Pritchard, attorney at law, the only attorney that specializes in murder. No case is too bloody, no murder too grisly. He will even do his best to help you avoid the electric chair. If he can help you, then contact Watson Pritchard at 555-5455. That's 555-KILL.
Riding along on a carousel, trying to catch up to you. Riding along on a carousel, will I catch up to you? Horses chasing, 'cause they're racing, Zodiac so far. On the carousel, on the carousel. Nearer, nearer, my changing horses, still so far away. People fighting for their places, just get in my way.
blocks the
It was hard to imagine why Jenny thought the magician in the circus attractive. He had large, bulging eyes, a high-domed forehead, and a thin slit of a mouth which twitched slightly all the time. But, dressed in his top hat and wearing a red silk lined cape, he was everything a poor romantic little farm girl could ask for, especially a little farm girl whose life was one dreary day of drudgery after another. Perhaps it was the strange, hypnotic feeling she had when he said, "Jenny, eh? What a pretty name. What a pretty girl. And you say you would like a job as my assistant in the circus? Come in, Jenny." She stepped into his wagon and looked about, and was so entranced by what she saw that she was only dimly aware of the door swinging shut and the lock clicking behind her. The room was filled with strange things. A bat bobbing in a large jar of alcohol. Pictures of strange creatures with 5 legs and 6 eyes. On the walls, strangely colored charts of the sun and the stars. The windows draped with a thick purple gauze. A mummified cat baring its teeth. And huddled on an old bent chair in one corner was a young girl of about her own age. "I was just talking to Esmeralda here," said the magician. "She's been a bad girl, haven't you, my pet?" "I won't stay here any longer," said the girl in a tearful voice. "That's one," said the magician, his mouth twitching a bit more than usual. "I won't be your assistant any longer," said Esmeralda. "That's 2, twitched the magician as he took a step toward the girl. Jenny whispered, "What are you going to do?" The magician turned his large eyes on her and said, "I'll be with you in a moment, my dear." Esmeralda ran to the door, but it was locked. "Let me go!" she screamed. The magician waved a long, bony finger at the girl and said, "That's 3!" With that, there was a blinding flash. Jenny looked, and there, where a moment before stood a pretty young girl, was a squeaking white mouse. The magician pounced on the mouse and chuckled. He picked it up and walked to a small closet. He opened the door and took out a cage that was filled with white mice. He dropped Esmeralda in the cage and put it away. He turned and moved toward Jenny. "And now, my dear, what was it you were saying?" he said. Jenny ran to the door and started to hammer at it with her fists. She turned and said, "You terrible, horrible man doing such an awful thing. I wouldn't be your assistant if you were the last magician on earth." The magician shook his finger at her, smiled, and said quietly, "That's 1."
We're about to go beyond the gay, grinning face of the circus into the very private world of the flying Petruccios fast. One night, about 5 years ago, on the high trapeze, something happened. It was a performance for which no tickets were ever sold. But one man saw it.
All right. That's okay. Now, let me see your wrists, Mario.
I can do it myself. You let her see them. Why don't you stop treating me like I was 6 years old? Please, stop worrying.
Hey, it's Papa I worry about, you know? Those wrists, they gotta catch him. Oh.
His wrists are okay. The rest of him, not so okay. Lay off.
Oh, come on. You two fighting again? It's finita.
If Papa would just mind his own business. I give him a father's advice. He doesn't listen. That's his funeral. Carlotta. That fancy wife of his. I'm happy you didn't forget we got a show to do today.
Paul, you see Carlotta anywhere?
Yeah, right outside. She's yakking with that red-headed fellow. You know, the guy who takes care of the animals.
Hey, Carlotta. Come, we've got to get ready.
So I'm ready.
In old country, women don't talk to every bum that passes in town.
Old country, old country, old country.
Take a look at the map. This is the USA.
So, in the USA, they got no regard for honor, eh? No respect for family name.
Family name.
Well, that don't mean nothing, eh?
Papa.
Please, eat your chocolates.
Amazing Petruccios are at it again.
What were you doing out there?
Check with the FBI.
Carlotta.
How many times do I have to tell you I don't hand out timetables?
No scherzare.
Could be I married the wrong Petruccio.
Sì, guarda che ti lascio cadere, eh?
Svergognata! Svergognata!
She doesn't mean anything. She just got a crazy sense of humor. You know?
Nice crowd out front. No one sitting on their hands.
I'm not gonna stand for this no more. No more making eyes to every man that passes. No more telling of your own brother.
Papa, she was kidding.
Peace! Everybody's laughing behind our backs. Everybody's saying, poor Mario. She's gonna be a good wife, or out she goes.
Don't tell me out she goes. She's my wife.
You do like I tell you.
But don't count on it.
I hope the blood is dry by the time I have to catch you.
Mario! Brutto villano, vergognati!
Papa, he does not mean that.
No, he doesn't mean it. He lost his temper, that's all. Like you, Gino. Come on, vieni, preparati. Come on, don't think about it. Come on.
Ladies and gentlemen, I must ask for complete silence as the Flying Petruccios attempt their death-defying feat, which has made them the toast of 7 continents. You will notice they are removing the safety net from the center ring. And now may I call your attention to the platform 80 feet above, where Signor Gino Petruccio is about ready for his plunge into space. Across the ring, his son, Mario, will attempt to catch him. Again, I ask for silence. They are about ready, so I must implore every one of you to remain absolutely silent.
Papa, Mario didn't mean that.
Well, he's going to live.
Oh, ti ho dato il Dio.
Grazie.
Oh, thank you, Dante,
Not
thank
yet.
you.
Not yet. Don't thank me yet. He's paralyzed.
Come.
Every nerve, every muscle in his body. He can't talk. He can't turn his head.
Oh. How long he will be like that?
I don't know.
fat like Pop. Strong like a boy of 20.
He's awake now. You can see him for a few moments.
Oh, mio Dio, come faremo? Ma perché questa disgrazia? Oh, Vergine Santa, dammi tu una forza. All right. We go, eh? We go see Papa. Mario, you are the oldest son. You go in first, eh? Come on.
Mama,
Come on.
Mama, he thinks I dropped him.
Papa don't think nothing. You go in first. Avanti.
But Mama...
Go in. Ma perché fa così?
Where you been?
Walking.
That was sure a dumb thing to do, running off like that.
I couldn't help it. How does he look?
If you ask me, it would have been better if he'd have died.
Don't talk like that.
I saw him. You didn't. He's like a mummy or something.
Shut up.
I tell you, it gives you the creeps just looking at him.
I said shut up.
Look, Buster, it's been a pretty tough night for all of us. But just don't get smart with me because I won't put up with it. You're not that big a bargain. Remember that.
Carlotta, I'm sorry. I couldn't go in to look at him. I knew what I would see in his eyes. Carlotta, I didn't drop him.
Well, who said you did?
His eyes would say I did. Pop. Pop.
I heard you were here, Mario. Welcome home.
I was just picking up a few things. I asked Carlotta, but she was busy.
I went to visit your dad the other day. Did your ma tell you? You know, no one ever accused C.C. Higgins of being a betting man. But I've got a $20 bill that says Signor Gino Petruzio is going to be back up on that trapeze within a year.
Every time I call the hospital, it's always no change.
Oh, don't give me that no change. I saw that old Latin sparkle in his eyes. What's the hurry?
Got lots of things to take care of.
Oh, come on, Mario. Give me a break. I'm not trying to push you, but when you're coming back to work?
Sorry, Mr. Higgins. No more to that for me.
It's been 3 weeks. Every Thursday there's been a paycheck, just like you were still bringing in the customers.
Mr. Higgins, I appreciate...
How long can that go on? Fair's fair, boy. Now, a week from Wednesday, we are moving on to Chicago. I want you and Paul and Carlotta to be with us.
I wouldn't go back on the trapeze if you gave me the whole circus and let me wear a parachute.
Do you know what those doctor's bills are going to be like?
Don't worry. They'll be paid.
Walk out on me and I won't pay them.
Mr. Petruzio? Sit down, sit down. You didn't answer half the questions, Mr. Petruccio.
They're stupid questions. They made me nervous.
These job classification tests are very important. They're an attempt to approach employment on a scientific basis.
Scientific? A sees an airplane flying overhead in a northerly direction. What are you going to get me? A job watching airplanes?
The idea is to measure intelligence.
You advertise, you get people jobs if they pay. Okay, I got money to pay. I don't want a bunch of stupid tests. I want a job.
Have you done any other kind of work? I mean, besides the circus?
I told you. I've been working on a trapeze since I was 11 years old.
You haven't even answered the questions about education.
Once my mama, she paid a bookkeeper with the circus to teach my brother and me how to read and write.
Frankly, I don't know what to suggest. I mean, it's almost impossible without previous experience of some sort. There might be work as a laborer.
Laborer?
The pay is very good, sometimes as high as $3 an hour.
Hey, mister, I made $400 a week last year. I gotta pay you to get me a job for $3 an hour?
Perhaps you should go back.
Hey, I didn't come here for no tests. And I don't come here for no advice. Carlotta? Carlotta! I thought maybe you... Oh, I don't know what I thought. I just feel rot.
Would you send up a bellboy, please?
I almost visited Papa today. He sure came close. Look what I bought him. Italian cigars. Boy, they're like sticks of dynamite. Does he love them?
And how's he supposed to smoke them?
It's just the idea of the thing. Like a peace offering. Like I was thinking about him.
Sit me up.
I bought the cigars. And I went down to 6th Street to catch the bus that goes to the hospital. And I would tell the nurse who I was. I'm Mario Petruccio, the oldest son. And I've come to spend an hour with my father. And I would walk right down the hall, no thinking about anything. Right into room 612, and I would pull up a chair. And I'd say, hey, Papa. Papa, I bought you some of these lousy cigars so you can stick up the whole place. That's not what I would say. I would drop to my knees and I would say, Papa. Say you know I didn't let you fall. Say you know so I can live. I couldn't face it.
Come on in. Right there.
Where are we going?
I'm going.
But you can't.
Watch me.
You can't.
Listen, Buster. It wasn't exactly a bed of roses, even when you were one of the magnificent Petruccios. Go home to Mama, Mario. She'll make you a thick minestrone soup, and everything will be just fine.
Papa was right about you. Papa said you were no good. He was right. Papa was right. He's no good.
at the hotel say you'd probably be here.
Hey, Pete, another.
Mama sent me.
Tell her I'm okay.
She didn't send me to see if you are okay. We need some more money.
Here. Tell her to buy herself 10 pounds fancy chocolates, compliments of her oldest son.
That's all you have?
That's it. That's the whole bankroll.
So what are we supposed to do?
I sent you $100 last week.
That was 2 weeks ago.
What do you want, blood?
I tried to get a job.
Me too, I tried. And the mailman still keeps coming around, still with around-the-clock nurses. You should see the bill we got from the specialist who flew out here last month.
Done him a lot of good, huh?
He's alive.
Hey, Paul. What do you want me to do?
Ask me something hard. Call Mr. Rigg in Chicago and tell him we are coming back.
No.
All right. You tell me how we get money.
I get a pain in my stomach just thinking about the trapeze. Besides, what are you talking about? Look at me. I'm out of condition. I'm stale.
The exercise trapeze is still on a practice shelf.
It would take me months to get back timing.
Mr. Higgins said we can use it any time we want it.
I can't do it.
You own it to Pa.
I went to Pa. I owe Papa one thing. I only owe Papa one thing.
Okay, Papa. Now it's your turn to drop a feet.
Papa!
Papa, he caught me.
What are you talking about? Come on down. You are drunk.
I tell you, he caught me. Look. Look at this, the catch bars.
For the love of God. He's dead. Isn't he?
Mr. Petruccio? He's certainly not dead. They'll have him down from the examining room any minute now.
Thank God.
You know, it was the strangest thing. I couldn't believe my eyes. He was sound asleep, and then he sort of mumbled something, and then he reached out his arms like that. Oh, but how could that be? His arms are paralyzed. Well, I called the doctors right away, and they took him right up to the neurosurgical room. Excuse me.
Must have been your imagination. He can't even move his little finger.
Dio.
Papa. Papa, Papa.
Explain it? What we can explain is like a grain of sand in the Sahara of the unexplainable. But we do have a talent for fastening labels onto everything we don't understand. But does that lull us into thinking that by giving something a name, we rob it of its mystery? All right. The word to describe what happened to Gino Petruccio is bilocation. The definition? Allowing the body image to show itself and even act at great spatial distances. Now, does that make everything crystal clear? I thought not.
Mr. Pop. Eat.
This is a story told backstage in many an English music hall and London cabaret, when the performers are sitting around waiting to go on, or when they finish their evening show. Nobody ever knew very much about Eric Hickson, though many of the turns had played on bills with him. Mostly small-time acts, for it was only at the end of a long, difficult trail that Hickson reached the fashionable West End. It was the night after Hickson's opening at the Kit Kat Club. The act which preceded his was just finishing. But instead of taking his position in the wings, Hickson was still sitting in his dressing room. On his knee was his partner, Toby, a small wooden ventriloquist dummy with a painted face.
I say, Hickson, what's holding you up? You're on in a minute.
Are we?
Of course you are. We've got a splendid house out there, and I want to introduce you.
Wait, Bigelow.
Well?
We can't go on.
What?
We can't. It's quite impossible.
What nonsense is this? You hear the dances are going on.
It's
You follow
Toby,
them.
Bigelow. Toby. He refuses to talk.
Toby, your dummy?
Yes, I can't get a word out of him.
Hickson, what is this? A rib?
Certainly not.
Well, you're a ventriloquist, aren't you? At least you were last night.
Let the customers talk and hold hands.
Huh?
The stage is just as empty when we're on it.
Toby.
Hickson, what the devil are you up to?
Go on, Bigelow. Get out there and tell them we're not appearing.
So your dummy won't talk, won't he?
It's the very first time he's spoken all evening, I swear it.
Who'd want to say anything ever again after those reviews we got on our opening last night? He knows he's beyond his depth here, Bigelow. He's frightened.
Stop this gagging. Of all nights when you should want to be particularly good, with Mel Baxter in the house.
Mel Baxter? The American ventriloquist?
Yes, the star of the American Wireless.
And he married that gorgeous blonde in his last picture.
Yes, she's with him at the table out there. What kind of nonsense am I talking to this dummy?
Dummy yourself. Go on, big mouth. Get out there and introduce her. I want to see Mel Baxter.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, before I present to you our next feature turn, I'd like to call on a distinguished artist who's here tonight. You've all heard him on the American Wireless and seen him in the American cinema. Mel Baxter! Stand up, Mel! Stand up and enjoy that well-known Kit Kat hospitality.
Ah, you very, very nice people. Thank you. Thank you. Always nice to visit London.
And isn't that charming lady with you, Mrs. Baxter?
That's right. Stand up and take a bow, baby.
Hello, everybody.
Thank you, Mrs. Baxter. Oh, Mel, did you bring your little pal, Muggsy Martin, along on this trip?
No, I didn't. The little toothpick gets seasick.
Oh, what a pity.
Yeah, it is. He says every time he sees me, he gets seasick. Well, that gag's aged in the wood, but so's Muggsy.
Well, I'm sure Mrs. Baxter is a much pleasanter burden on your knee, Mel. Thanks ever so much, and have fun. And now, ladies and gentlemen, I want to bring on an act that should make our American visitor feel lonesome for the missing Muggsy Martin. Our own British ventriloquist, Eric Hickson, and his talking timber, Toby!
Well, good morning, good morning, good morning.
Hey, Hickson, go easy on that good morning stuff.
Why, Toby?
That man over there looks like the truant officer.
Oh, that shouldn't trouble you, Toby. You've been a very good boy, haven't you?
Oh, yes, but I'm not in school.
Do you mean to say you've left school?
Oh, yes, appendicitis, you know.
You left school because you have appendicitis?
Don't have it. Can't spell it.
You know, Toby, I saw a very strange sight the other day.
Oh, dear. Must we go on?
Toby, I said I saw a very strange sight the other day.
All right, I'll go along with the gag. Talk about Muggsy Martin's jokes being aged in the wood.
Toby.
Let's get on with it. You saw a very strange sight the other day. What was it?
12 men standing under one umbrella, and not one of them got wet.
And why not?
It wasn't raining.
Did you hear that laugh, Hickson? They're forcing themselves to laugh. Do you blame them, Mr. Baxter?
Toby, leave Mr. Baxter out of this.
Leave me alone, Hickson. What about it, Mr. Baxter? Don't you feel sorry for me having to play along with Hickson's old jokes?
Well, now, Toby, I don't know. I have great respect for old jokes. Old jokes are not to be laughed at. In fact, one of my favorite jokes is the old one about the man whose name was Joe Hitler, and he wanted to change his name. So the judge asked him what he wanted to change it to, and he said George Hitler, because he was tired of people saying to him, "Hello, Joe, what do you know?"
Oh, dear me. Is that strange sound laughter, Hickson?
Yes. Thank you very much for your valuable contribution, Mr. Baxter.
Oh, not at all, Mr. Hickson. I was just standing here with 11 other guys waiting for you to borrow another umbrella.
I suppose all your gags are original, Mr. Baxter.
But of course, it's a gift.
And I've no doubt that you hang up your stockings for them every Christmas.
Sure, and I always get sock gags.
There, Hickson. You'll see what happens when you try to top a real comedian, and Mr. Baxter will go right on top of you for the rest of the night. Give up and get off, Hickson. Give up and get off.
Anyone in there?
Who is it?
No, Baxter, Hickson.
Mr. Baxter? Well?
How do you do? Mind if we come in for a minute?
All right. If you like.
This is my wife, honey, Mr. Hickson.
Mrs. Baxter.
Hello, Mr. Hickson.
Won't you sit down? Just throw that dressing gown on the floor.
Oh, thanks.
Well, so this is your boy, huh? Nice carving job.
I'm very handsome. Don't you think so, Mrs. Baxter?
You're a dream man, Toby.
Who made him for you?
Don't put your hands on him.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Haven't you done enough damage tonight?
Oh, now look, Hickson, you asked for it out there.
I asked for nothing. It was Toby got me into that.
Toby? Oh, now, Toby, aren't you ashamed?
I asked you not to touch him.
Mr. Hickson, you don't think Mel would steal him, do you?
I can take no chances.
Well, you sure take him seriously, don't you? Well, relax. I do all right with Muggsy, my own dummy.
So I've heard.
Yes. And you sure surprised me with that little act out front.
Your own part in it surprised me.
My part? Well, you wanted some kind of comeback, didn't you?
You asked for it, Mr.
You needn't
Hickson.
explain anything.
You see, Mr. Baxter, Hickson's attitude requires a certain amount of sympathy. He's quite aware he's not our equal.
Oh, now look,
Keep quiet,
Hickson.
Toby. Mr. Baxter, just why did you come to my dressing room?
Well, professional courtesy.
If you've come here to make some sort of a bargain to buy Toby, it's no use. You can never have him.
Now, wait, Hickson.
Yes, wait, Hickson.
I won't have it, Toby. Never, never.
Whatever the Baxters have to say to me is my affair. Why don't you pretend you're a gentleman and make a graceful exit?
Oh, really?
Toby, if you're trying to make me look ridiculous.
I'm succeeding. Yes, I know. Now go on over behind the screen and get your makeup off.
Very well, but I warn you.
Beat it! Pay no attention to him, Mrs. Baxter. I don't.
I don't understand.
This fellow's amazing.
No, not at all. He's stupid, really. Constantly interfering in my affairs. Mrs. Baxter, now that we're alone, may I tell you something? Something I'm sure you've heard before.
Well, what is it, Toby?
You're very beautiful. I'm very fond of you, Mrs. Baxter. And whatever Hickson thinks, you're really a very nice woman.
Oh, now look here.
Mel, I don't like this.
Hickson.
Yes?
Come out here.
Well, what is it?
Just how far do you want to carry a gag?
A gag?
Either you apologize to my wife...
Apologize for what? Really, Mr. Baxter, I don't know what you're talking about.
Mel, let's leave.
You're not going to leave me, are you, Mrs. Baxter? Please don't.
Oh, you're a very funny guy, Hickson.
Take me with you, Mr. Baxter. I just want to be near her. If you're afraid I'll make love to her, you needn't worry. I will.
Okay, Hickson, you asked for it.
No, Mel, don't hit him. Don't hit him. Oh, Mel. Mel, why did you do it?
Here now. Well, what's going on?
I don't know what's eating this guy. A gag's a gag, but he doesn't know when to stop.
He looks a bit done in.
Well, he had it coming to him. Glad he didn't break the dummy when he fell.
Yes, that would have been a shame. He's such a cute little fella.
Oh, and you do care what happens to me. I love you, Mrs. Baxter. I love you.
Feeling all right again, old chap?
Yes, quite. Thank you, Bigelow.
Oh, good night, then.
No, it's not good night. This is goodbye.
What's that?
Yes, the manager sacked us, Toby and me.
Oh, well, now that's a pity.
Go on, say it. You're quite sure we had it coming to us.
Well, you did go too far with the Baxters.
I didn't do it. I had nothing to do with what Toby said.
Oh, I
It was
say.
Baxter. It was Baxter who put those words into Toby's mouth. He's trying to steal him from me.
Oh, now see here,
It
don't...
took us 15 years to make the Kit Kat. And we had only 2 nights here. You just think what Toby and I have done together. We've fought our way to the very top. After years of cheap and dirty music halls. Starving. Out at the elbow. Oh, you know what it's like, Bigelow. Always trying to perfect the act. Toby's a partner anyone would want. And Baxter's no exception.
All right, old boy. Then you'd better take good care of Toby.
No, never fear. Oh, never fear. I shall. He's locked in my dressing room right now, and tonight and every other night we are going to sleep behind locked doors until Mel Baxter leaves London.
Who's there?
Baxter, I want to talk to you.
Mel, be careful. It's Hickson. And the door isn't locked.
Where's Toby?
Get out, Hickson.
I've come for Toby. Where is he? You've stolen Toby from me, and I've come to take him back.
I haven't seen your dummy since we were in your dressing room tonight.
You lie! You came and stole him from me whilst I was asleep.
Sure. I never travel without my burglar tools. Now listen, Hickson, I only knocked you down before, but this time I'm going to finish a job.
Mel!
I'll handle this my way, baby.
No, Mel, look. On the floor.
What?
On the floor at the foot of my bed.
Toby!
What? Oh, Claudia, how did...
Toby, there you are. I found you. Oh, my poor little Toby. He kidnapped you.
Now, look, Hickson, I haven't the slightest idea how your dummy got here.
Toby,
Mel,
speak
look
to
how
me.
he's shaking that awful thing.
Wake up, Toby.
He's trying to wake it up.
Oh, come now. You're not deceiving me. You know I'm here.
Go away and leave me alone. I'm through with you, Hickson.
I can't stand it, Mel.
Easy, baby. Now, look here, Hickson. Maybe you're ill or mad or
Ill?
something.
You took Toby away from me, and you say I'm ill?
I didn't take him. You brought him here. You must have. Maybe while you were walking in your sleep.
Mellie's got a gun.
He won't shoot. Come with me, Toby. We're going home again.
No, Hickson, I won't go with you. I'm going to stay here forever.
What? This is some trick. Baxter, you've influenced him against me. You're putting words into his mouth.
Oh, look, Hickson, will you relax? I tell you I had nothing to do with this. I couldn't have.
Nothing to do with it? You're a devil, Baxter. You tried to steal Toby away from me, and now you're trying to drive me mad!
Hickson, will you listen to reason?
No! No, I won't listen to reason. I won't. Oh, you beastly man. Toby,
Pick up his gun before he hits somebody with it, baby.
You don't.
I've got it, Mel.
Say it's not
Now,
true.
stay where you are, Hickson.
What? Oh, no. Oh, no, I'll do nothing of the sort. You're insane.
Hickson, you're the one who's sick. I'm trying to help you.
Help me! You're trying to take Toby away from me.
Look, will you let me get a doctor for
No! You fool! You'll never get Toby away from me. I'll take him where you'll never see him again. Never!
Hickson! Claudia, that man's desperately ill. We've got to get a doctor. I suppose we should have called the cops, Doctor, but, well, Hickson's in the profession, and if he's sick, we'd rather have a doctor look after him.
I appreciate your sentiments, Mr. Baxter.
What's made him act this way? What's wrong with him?
Well, I can't give an opinion without seeing him, without talking with him. But perhaps your husband may have some idea.
Me?
You're a ventriloquist, Mr. Baxter, but a more successful one than Hickson. And, too, you're happily married. Less introspective, perhaps. Isn't it quite possible that Hickson, in his loneliness, his struggles for success, may have become so accustomed to thinking as two people that the personalities have actually become divided?
Why, I don't know. Yeah, I can see how that might happen.
You mean he thinks he's two people?
No, Mrs. Baxter, he doesn't think he's two people. It's possible he doesn't know these personalities have become divided. That Toby now might be said to live within Hickson without Hickson's knowing, and...
Then what's going to happen to him?
Well, it's something he'll have to fight out within himself. If we can keep the dummy away from him, he may recover.
Oh, but, Doctor, he took it with him.
And we've no time to lose. Where does he live? Have you any idea?
No, but I can find out.
Well, then we'd better go at once. He must be separated from that dummy.
Oh, here you are, Hickson, right back where you started.
Be quiet, you fool. Be quiet.
You can't keep me quiet. You never could. Where would you have been if I'd kept quiet?
How can you be so ungrateful? I made you what you are.
You made me. Until I came along, you were very small time, Hickson. Very small time.
You've forgotten that you're nothing but a lifeless, useless stick of wood without me.
A lifeless, useless stick of wood, am I? It was I she liked, not you. It was I Mrs. Baxter spoke kindly to. It was I she smiled at, not you.
But you wouldn't even be here without me.
A lifeless, useless stick of wood. You couldn't even get up the nerve to kill Baxter tonight.
Kill him? Yeah. Yes, that's it. You wanted me to kill him.
Why didn't you kill him? Then she could have belonged to me. I could be with her forever.
Oh, you fool. You know that's impossible.
You're just saying that. You're jealous. Jealous. Jealous.
Toby, please. Don't say these things.
It's the truth. You're a weakling, a coward.
Toby, I beg you.
You mean nothing to me anymore, Hickson. You're weak.
No, I'm not. You monster. Oh, more than the mind can bear. I can't stand it. I've got to get rid of you. I'll kill you. I'll destroy you.
Hickson, take your hands off me. I'm through with you. Take your hands off me.
No, I'll kill you. You vulgar little beast.
Excellent. Stop.
Die, you monster. Wait. Your head. Filthy piece. What? No. Talk back. You little monster. You'll die, do you hear? Now tell me I'm weak.
You can't kill me, Hickson. No matter how you try, you can't kill me. You're still a failure.
I'll show you who's a failure! Toby. Toby. What have I done? Toby. Toby, I never meant to. Answer me. Answer me, Toby. Hickson, are you in there?
Don't wait, Mel. Try the door. Oh, there we are.
I'll go first. Okay. There he is, Doctor.
Mel, we're too late.
Now, easy now. Perhaps he's only fainted.
Doctor, look, the dummy.
Smashed to bits.
I can't believe it's real.
Easy, honey, take it easy. Hickson's breathing. He's just out for a minute.
Oh, Mel. What'll happen when he comes to? And he realizes what he's done to Toby.
Oh, how are you, Hickson? Steady now. You're coming around all right.
You see, honey, he's all right. He's opening his eyes.
No, don't try to sit up, Hickson. No. Just lie back and be still for a moment.
He's looking for Toby.
Yeah, when he sees him.
No, don't try to sit up, Hickson. Your dummy's a bit cracked up, but I guess he can be fixed.
Fixed, eh? He said he'd kill me. But I told him he couldn't.
Mel.
Doctor, it's Hickson speaking in Toby's voice.
He said he'd kill me. As if he could, Mr. Baxter.
Doctor, what about Hickson? Hickson himself.
I've never seen anything like this. Oh, Hickson, speak up, man. Quick, Baxter, put that dummy together again.
Well, he's pretty badly smashed.
I don't care. Hold him together if you have to.
I'll do what I can.
What good will it do, Doctor?
It's our one chance to help this man.
See, Hickson? Here's Toby. You see, he's all right. Here he is.
Hickson won't appreciate what you're doing, Mr. Baxter. Now you're giving me...
Back to him. He thought you were trying to steal me away from him.
Mr. Hickson.
Huh? Oh. Yeah, it's you, Mrs. Baxter. Toby! Toby, what's happened to you?
Oh, you and Toby both had a little accident, Mr. Hickson.
Baxter!
Mr. Baxter had nothing to do with it. He and Mrs. Baxter are your friends. They were worried about you. They called me. I'm a doctor.
Oh, I see. I'm very grateful. Thank you. Thank you awfully.
Well, we told the doctor how Toby'd been acting up this evening.
Oh, yes. And now I remember. Yes, you were a very bad boy, Toby. You said so many things that I didn't put into your mouth. You can't go on like this, you know. If the act's to succeed, you ruined us tonight, Toby. It's going to be a long, hard fight to get back.
I'm not really angry with you, Hickson.
I'm glad. We are dependent on each other, Toby. You know that. Promise me you'll behave from now on. Promise you won't say anything I don't put into your mouth.
I promise. But still, I can have my own ideas.
Tonight's voyage of escape into the realms that lie between the credible and the incredible has ended. But we hasten to invite you to voyage with us at the same time next week.
What would you say, ladies and gentlemen, if I were to tell you that there is a dimension where time is neither dead nor unborn? A psychic plane where each moment lives for the eternal now. Would you scoff if I were to assure you that the past and the future can be revealed to us merely by attuning our minds to the
In the car by the stage door.
I see some skeptical smiles already. Well, my friends, no need to be self-conscious about your doubts. Man has always rejected that which he cannot fully comprehend. But I challenge you to refute the predictions of Nostradamus, or to deny that down through the ages, every major event has been foretold by someone. A pagan priest, an oracle, an astrologer, or just some simple man whose mind is responsive to the vibrations of the cosmos. Coincidence, you say? I think not, my friends. And I propose tonight, ladies and gentlemen, with your permission, to reveal to you some of the remarkable occult powers which lie at the very threshold of man's knowledge.
Occult powers? Who's he kidding? Come on, we missed the preliminaries.
No, I want my question answered.
A young woman in the audience wishes to know if her engagement ring is genuine. Well, let me put it this way, madam. Your diamond is as genuine as your fiancé's offer of marriage.
He ain't got to make a four-flusher out of me.
Hey, you up there. I paid 200 quid for that ring she's wearing, and I can prove it, see?
£200, sir. Well, in that case, your marriage to the young lady should be 200 times prospered. That is, if your arithmetic is correct.
All right, smart Alec. If you're so clever, look into your crystal ball and tell us who's going to win the main event at the Boxing Palace tonight.
The main event at the Boxing Palace tonight. Ah, sir, there you have me. You see, it is quite obvious that neither the spectators nor the fighters will exert enough mental pressure to have the slightest effect upon the psychic plane. Pray do not misunderstand me, ladies and gentlemen. I have no desire to demean the ancient and honorable profession of prize fighting, which has always been, always, death. I see death. Someone will die in that fight. Stop the fight. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop the fight.
Close the curtain.
That was a nice little scene you just played. What are you trying to do? Get us fired?
Leave him alone.
I'll let him alone. I'll pull you right out of his tired old act.
Oh, stop it. Can't you see he'll go away?
You show some respect for your father, young lady.
Noreen, I frightened you. I'm sorry.
You had a nasty fall, Clay. Just lie still.
What? No. I must get to that boxing arena.
You're going to your dressing room to lie down.
Let me alone.
Give me a hand, boys.
I'm all right, I said. No, let me alone. I've got to go. I'm all right, I tell you.
Come on, you've created enough disturbance.
Let me alone. I'm all right.
Hold it, Charles. You're weak in the head.
But don't be a fool. I saw a man being killed. I saw it happen.
Yeah, we all saw it. Terrible, wasn't it?
Burton, I'm not out of my head. boxer. His name is Tommy Timms will die in the ring unless I stop that fight.
Come on, we'll talk it over in your dressing room. Phone for a doctor.
You don't believe me?
Well, sure I believe you. And I'm going right over to the arena and tell Tommy's manager.
You know his manager?
He ought to. He's lost enough money back in Gunnar Gogan's tired fighters.
Burton, go to him and say to him that... No, I'll go.
No. We'll both go after you've had a little rest.
No, now. That boy will die in the ring unless I stop that fight.
Dad, I think Clay really means it.
All right. All right. I'll go over and tell Tommy's manager.
Don't fail me, Burton.
Look, go to your dressing room and lie down and leave everything to me, right? Right. The old phony's got himself believing his own act.
Loyalty. That's what I like about you, Burton. Loyalty.
It never fails. Every time I leave the theater, something happens. I tried to tell him that Ern was dangerous, but he wouldn't listen. Now I'm going to have trouble with the fire inspector. All right, how is he, Noreen?
The doctor says it isn't serious.
That's all I need. Business is terrible. Now my star attraction is laid up.
Gus, I said he'd be all right.
I'm going to see for myself.
Later. You've got something to do, remember?
You think we should do that now?
What's more important than ever? He's shaken, he's frightened. He needs to know how we really feel about him.
Give me 20 minutes, huh? Everything should be ready in the kitchen. If it isn't, I'll fire the whole staff. Maybe I should already. They're leading me into bankruptcy.
Feeling better?
Did your father go to the boxing arena?
Yes. How do you feel?
Oh, I'm all right, I think. I made quite an exhibition of myself, I'm afraid.
The act needed a new finale.
Gus will be furious.
Gus will be Gus.
Noreen, I never made any pretense about the act. It's entertainment, nothing else. I know people are intrigued by thinking they can get a peek into the future. But deep down in their hearts, they know it's just a harmless sham. Just like this beard that I wear in the act.
Don't talk about it now, Clay.
Have to talk about it. I don't know what happened out there tonight. Was it self-hypnosis or something else, something beyond my control? I don't follow boxing events. How did I know the name of that fighter?
You probably saw it on a billboard or read it in the newspapers. You forgot it until that man in the audience mentioned boxing, and then your imagination did the rest.
I wonder.
I know. You're just tired. You've often said yourself, and I quote, "A suggestion presented to a fatigued mind can sometimes have alarming results," unquote.
Do I really sound as pompous as all that?
You sound perfect, always. Now, you finish taking off your makeup, and I'm going to go repair my lipstick. I'll be back for you in a jiffy.
Where are we going?
Look into your crystal ball, Mr. Mace. It's all there. In the dimension where time is neither dead nor unborn, but where each moment lives in the eternal now.
Get out of here.
Oh, he's a jolly good fellow. He's a jolly good fellow. He's a jolly good fellow. Which nobody can deny.
Well, all I can say is this is one day I will never forget, and for more than one reason.
What you gonna give us for an encore, Clay?
Set fire to a stage manager, Charlie. Oh, Noreen, have I got to cut your beautiful cake? Well, here goes. There. No, but seriously, a mere thank you is quite inadequate for what I really feel. What can I say?
I say everybody have a good time on Gus Kostopoulos. Everybody have a good time. And Noreen, music, please. And please, people, don't break up the place too much.
Dance, lady.
It's all right, it's all right. It's all right, your father isn't around. I made sure before I crashed the party.
You mustn't stay. He just went to the boxing arena. He'll be back any minute.
Good. Then I can have it out with him.
It won't do any good. He'll just make it impossible for me to see you.
Why? I'm not such a bad cat. I'm reasonably presentable. I may even have a future of sorts with the right girl to keep my house and have my kid.
Oh, Grant, please.
Noreen, I'm tired of having to dodge your father. I want to marry you.
And I want to say yes, but...
I know. If you ever got the courage to lead a life of your own, your father would have to find another meal ticket.
Don't ever say that again.
It's true, and you know it.
You'd better leave.
It's not fair. I can't go on like this, and I can't end it. I love you, Noreen. I have to hit out at anything that stands between us.
I understand, darling. Just be patient for a little while longer.
All right. We'll settle it when I get back from Edinburgh next week, okay?
Grant, please leave.
All right, I'll go. But this is the last time I run for cover. Who's that?
Just someone who asked me to dance. You're drunk. Where did you get the money this time?
Oh, your old dad's still got a trick or two left up his sleeve.
You better not let Gus see you like this. Clay won't stop him from throwing you out this time.
He will if he wants to keep you in the hands.
When you do things like this, I could...
You could what?
Nothing.
That's better. You just remember to keep a civil tongue in your head, my girl. You do exactly what I say, when I say. Understand?
Noreen, you're crying. What happened? Did your father say something to hurt you?
It doesn't matter. He didn't mean to.
Oh, he never means to, but he always does. Well, he's got to stop.
Oh, please, Clay, don't start anything. He's drunk.
Drunk? I wonder where he weaseled the money from this time. Well, I'm through protecting him, Noreen. Finished.
There's been enough trouble, Clay. I couldn't take any more.
Clay, you better come out front.
You go to your room, dear.
There he is, the old geezer. He's the one who said it.
He says that your predicted me boy Tommy would get killed tonight.
Are you his manager?
I was.
I'm sorry. You should have heeded my warning.
You never warned us. You never intended to. Well, me boy is dead, and I've come to see what kind of a man would turn a profit on a thing so terrible.
Profit? I don't know what you're talking about.
Don't try to deny it.
I do deny it.
Why, you filthy devil, do you think I wouldn't know it? It's all over the streets. Everybody knows it. And you sent your flunky out to bet money on me boy's death. Look at him. The truth's like dirt on his face.
Oh, there must be some mistake.
Liar! Filthy liar!
You think Avery's telling you the truth? Send Burton out to warn you. We all heard him. Burton! Where is Burton?
I'll find him.
Charlie, why did you tell him?
Why not?
Don't you see? A man as distraught as he is isn't responsible for his actions. If he finds Burton...
I just hope I'm there. How about that, eh? Yeah, some of this stuff you want.
Burton, I want to talk to you.
All right, talk then.
Alone, if you don't mind.
This lady can hear anything you've got to say, Mace.
If you please, this is private.
Sure, Ducky. I don't mind.
You stay right here with me.
Bertie, dear. You wouldn't stop a girl from powdering her nose, would you? Let go my arm like a good chap, eh?
Well, all right. Only come right back, see?
I never could resist a masterful man.
Why did you do it?
I tried to get to the gunner. I tried to warn him, like you said, but the copper on the door wouldn't let me into the fighter's locker room.
You're lying.
I'm telling you what happened.
How much did you win?
Well, nothing. You can't bet on the fights when you're broke. Well, all right, I made a few quid.
£100.
Well, all right. So what's wrong with someone trying to get a bit of good out of your hunch? They wouldn't let me see the gunner, so I did the next best thing. All right, I didn't kill the boy. If anyone's to blame, it's you. Well, all right, you think what you ruddy well like. But I'm warning you, if you tell my daughter, if you don't stop trying to undermine me, I'll
what?
You'll see, Mr. High and Mighty. Come on, let's get out of here.
Burton, don't leave. Don't go. Don't leave with that money, I warn you.
You go and hang yourself, Mace.
Burton! Charlie, stop him, I said.
Oh, Burton? Why?
Something is going to happen.
Ah, he's a big boy. He can take care of himself.
We shall see.
How about a little kiss, eh?
Aren't you the forceful one, though?
Well, it can't do any harm, can it, eh?
Not it on the street, Dax. A girl's got to mind her reputation.
Reputation? Well, that's a fine one.
It's not that I grudge you a kiss, Bertie. It's just I do like a little privacy. There's a cosy hole.
Well, what are we waiting for, eh? Come on, then.
Now, Clay, really?
It's the gospel truth, I tell you. Just as the train was pulling into the station, one with the hearing aid said, "Isn't this Wembley?" And the other one who'd been dozing said, "No, I think it's Thursday." So the first one said, "Well, so am I. Let's get off the train and have a drink."
That's awful.
The awful truth.
Clay, ever since we got here, you've been trying so hard to amuse me. Why?
Do you mean I've been talking too much? Certain sign of old age.
Or worry? It's Dad, isn't it? Did Gus notice he'd been drinking tonight? Clay? Clay, what's the matter?
Marie. You had better come quickly. Something has happened to your father.
Where is he?
Up the street.
Aren't you coming?
There's nothing I can do. I know what's happened.
Wait.
you later. Clay! Where have you been all night? I've searched, I've phoned, I was even going to have the river dragged. Why, how was I to know that you weren't going to do something crazy, huh? After your warning to Burton and what happened in that alley? Well, I was worried, Clay. You know how I am. But you're all right now. You're going to be sensible, I'm sure.
I've been walking the streets all night, Gus, trying to understand this thing that has happened to me. To me, of all people.
There's only one answer. Now, you need a change of pace. Why not rework the act? Dream up some new stunts.
Well, I didn't find the answer, but the thought kept growing on me. Maybe I was responsible for Burton's death.
Nonsense. It was Gunnar Gogan. The police have already arrested him.
Gogan is innocent, but I wonder if I am.
Stop it, Clay. You're not playing to an audience here.
Gus, did I foresee Burton's death, or did I will it to happen? I could have had a motive. You know there was always friction between us because of the way he treated Noreen. Maybe I wanted him dead.
You think you're the only one who hated his guts? That's no kind of logic.
I must go to the police. Gogan is innocent.
No, that's not clever. The newspapers will get hold of the story. You'll be hounded by every crackpot who wants to peer into his future.
Burton was lured into that alley by a woman, Helen Tate. She'll reveal the name of her accomplice as soon as she's apprehended.
Sure. Now, why don't I phone the police anonymously, huh?
You?
Oh, Clay, you can trust me. After what happened to Burton, I'm not going to cross you.
I know you won't, old friend.
Taxi, lady.
A whole week without you. It's been an eternity. First, tell me about your trip. You start at the beginning and don't leave out a thing.
Well, the beginning and the end is, I got the job I went after.
Grant, that's wonderful.
I start at the Edinburgh office next week. Darling, you're coming with me. We can drive up to Scotland tomorrow night and be married in a little church I know, just near Edinburgh. We'll have 6 whole days to ourselves before I have to start earning a living for us. Well, you want to marry me, don't you?
Yes,
Well, then what's wrong? I almost thought the girl cried and got all silly and sentimental when the boy popped the question.
I don't mean to spoil it for you, Grant.
Well, then, for gosh sake, say yes and put me out of my misery. Noreen, your father's dead. And if Mace is the kind of guy he says he is, he'll be the first one to give his blessing.
I can't leave him yet.
Why not?
He's ill. It's more serious than he'll admit. He needs me.
So do I.
Grant, don't force me to make that kind of choice.
Listen, Noreen. If Mace is really sick, he shouldn't be working. He needs a rest, a forced vacation if necessary. He could break in a new partner while he's resting. Noreen, you just can't say no. Gosh, you had me scared.
Grant, I'll tell him tonight, after the show. No, that's the only way. I can't just walk out on him.
What if he says no?
He won't. Trust me. Now, I must go.
You know something?
What?
You're going to be a very shrewish wife.
Do you want to back out?
Haven't got the sense.
Come in.
15 minutes, Mr. Mace.
Thank you.
How is he?
Gus!
Oh, he's looking through the walls.
You'd keep that kind of talk for yourself.
Look, he's been spooking up the place ever since Burton got it. Everybody's getting jumpy. You better do something, Gus.
Gus, I'll talk to you later. How are you feeling tonight, Clay?
Oh, I'm all right, thanks.
Ah, that's fine. We got a big house tonight. A champagne and caviar crowd. You will put a little extra schmaltz into the act, won't you? Well, I don't mean you should make any predictions. Yeah, well, I must get out front.
Gus.
Yes?
Do you know a man named Harcourt?
Harcourt, no.
You will. Don't cross the stage to meet him.
Sure, sure. I'll remember.
Yeah. Yes. Yes, he's here. I'll tell him. Yeah. Gus. Shh, Gus. Somebody in your office wants to see you. Fella named Harcourt.
Who?
Harcourt? What's wrong, Gus? Gus!
Yes, Clay?
Sure, it's a miracle you weren't killed, Gus.
It's a miracle I don't fire the whole lot of the stage crew. Who did that rigging off stage?
Don't blame the crew for what happened, Gus.
Clear out, all of you. Go on. Clear out. There are customers out in front. Charlie, put the next act on.
That's you, Clay.
Oh.
It figured you'd wait until the roof fell in on your head. Now will you get a new headline act?
I've already got the best one in the business.
Then tell your mentalist to stop spooking the crew.
What are you talking about?
He's been acting funny the last week. The crew don't like it.
Then fire them. Fire the lot of them. They talk like that. What do you want?
Mr. Kostopoulos?
I'm Harcourt.
Harcourt?
I've been waiting in your office.
I know.
I'm from the Criminal Investigation Department, sir. Would you mind answering a few questions?
What about?
Sometime last week, we received an anonymous phone call regarding Roscoe Burton's murder. The call was traced to this theater. Do either of you have any idea who made it?
We have half a dozen telephones in this theater, Mr. Harcourt.
Yes. Well, I don't suppose it really matters. This is only a routine inquiry. We've already apprehended the killers.
Killers? You mean Gunner Gogan had an accomplice?
Mr. Gogan has been released. Our anonymous tipster named this woman.
I remember her. She was in the club the night of Clay's anniversary party.
Helen Tate. She named an unemployed docker as her accomplice. They took about £100 from Burton's body. You sure you haven't any idea who made that call, Mr. Kostopoulos?
I said I didn't.
Of course. Well, thank you for your trouble. Goodbye.
Yeah.
All right, Gus. Now tell me that Mace didn't make that call.
I say he didn't. You keep your mouth shut about that. We have enough trouble already.
To reveal to you some of the remarkable occult powers that lie at the very threshold of man's knowledge. We have a lady inquiring about the whereabouts of her poodle, which has
He's off again. Let me get the curtain.
His mind is a little blank. He'll be all right.
There is a young man in the audience named Dudley. Grant Dudley. Will you please identify yourself? Mr. Dudley, will you please come forward? Mr. Dudley, I know you're out there. Mr. Dudley. Dudley. Dudley! Dudley! I know you're out there. Mr. Dudley! 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 Mr. Dudley!
Panic on your hands, Gus. Let me get the curtain. Let me get him off.
Dudley!
All right, get him off.
Dudley! 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 Let go of me! Let go of me! I've got to warn that boy! Gus, Noreen, help me! Dudley must not make that trip. It will end in death.
I got your message. How is Mace this morning?
Not so good. Gus hired a new headline act. Tonight is our last performance.
Oh, I'm sorry. No. No, I'm not sorry. That was a cheap trick he pulled last night. I read the ending in the morning papers.
Grant, that wasn't a trick.
Oh, come off it, Noreen. He's no better than your father was. He'll do anything to stop you from leaving him.
Including getting sacked?
Publicity never hurt an actor.
Grant, I tell you, he saw something.
What? A flaming crash off the highway? Or maybe saw us skidding off a cliff or tumbling off a bridge?
Stop it.
Sure, sure. Just tell me if you're still coming with me tonight.
I can't. Grant, I can't. He needs me more than ever now. He's ill.
Noreen, if you don't break away now, you never will. He'll always find a way to hold you.
That's not true. Clay could never deny me anything he thought I really wanted. Well, how did he know about you, Grant? I never mentioned your name. He knew nothing about us.
I imagine he has ways of checking on you.
That's unworthy of you, Grant.
Noreen, I got a wire from the firm this morning. They've changed my assignment. I have to report to the Rome office by the end of the week.
To Rome?
I'm driving to Dover tonight and getting the ferry boat to Calais. Will you come? Wait here. I'm Grant Dudley. Noreen says you don't know about us. I don't believe it. I want to marry her, and I want you to say it's all right.
You love each other?
Yes.
Then you must marry.
You mean she has your blessing?
My dear young man, I have no right to withhold my consent to anything Noreen wants to do.
Then tell her that prediction you made last night was, shall we say, a mistake.
I can't do that.
Oh. So that's it. You won't stop her from doing anything she wants. You'll just keep her brainwashed so that you can do her thinking. Well, I'm taking her with me tonight, Mace. Prediction or no prediction.
Then you must accept the consequences.
I'll accept anything that happens. Just don't try any more of your cheap tricks.
Dudley, I promise you I won't try to influence Noreen in any way, but in return, you must promise me something.
What?
Promise me that you'll turn back immediately if you see a twisted sign
twisted sign?
A signpost with the legend, Edinburgh, 50 miles.
You've got a bargain, Mr. Mace. It's all settled. He's given his permission. Well, go and ask him if you don't believe me. He asked me if we loved each other. I said yes. So he said we should get married. What could be plainer than that?
Oh, Grant, that's wonderful.
Hey, there's a law against setting fire to a public place.
Coward.
Oh, am I going to teach you a lesson? Well, come on. I've got to pack. And you've got to do whatever brides are supposed to do before they're whisked away in the night.
What about Clay's prediction?
Forget it.
Now, what did he say?
Nothing.
What did he say?
All right. He made me promise to turn back if we see a signpost that says Edinburgh, 50 miles. Well, don't you see it, honey? His prediction was a phony. All right. A mistake, then? He didn't know about my being transferred to the Rome office unless you told him.
I didn't tell him.
Well, that proves it, then. Edinburgh is 300 miles to the north. We're driving south tonight. We're not going to be anywhere near Edinburgh. Come on.
Now. Tears on your wedding day? Oh, Noreen is a fine young man. I like him. He's a fighter. He certainly gave me a taste of his determination this morning.
Clay.
Now, I don't want to hear any sentimental nonsense about your not wanting to leave me. My plans for the future don't include you, you know. As a matter of fact, I'm delighted to get you off my hands.
But, Clay, what will you do?
Take a long rest. Learn about a lot of things, perhaps.
All day long, I've been torturing myself. Afraid you'd think me terribly ungrateful. Oh, Clay, I've been such a coward. I was so afraid to tell you about Grant. Afraid you'd think I loved you less.
5 minutes, Mr. Mace.
Shall we stand them on their ears, Miss Burton?
It's not right, Clay. We should have had a party for Noreen. Lots of presents and the cake. I know what you're going to say. Wedding parties are invented by caterers. All right, I admit it. All the same, it would have been decent to give her a nice send-off. What's the matter, Clay? You okay?
I'd like to borrow your car.
What for, Clay?
Can I have it or not?
Well, sure. I'll drive you anywhere you want to go.
Yes. You're meant to be there.
Huh? Where?
Get your raincoat.
Raincoat? What, there isn't a cloud in the sky?
I'll meet you out front. Hurry.
Where to?
Just keep driving. I'll tell you when to turn.
Was there ever such a night? Such a wonderful night.
What did Mace do to you before you left the theater?
Nothing. Why?
You're making noises like a lovesick female.
I am lovesick. Grant!
That was a close one. Hey, you look as though you're going to pass out.
Grant, maybe we shouldn't go on. There's still time to go back to London Airport and get a plane.
We're driving. Mace isn't going to spoil our first night together. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to snap at you. Tell you what. The first time we see a sign that says Edinburgh 50 miles, I'll turn around so fast you'll think you're in a revolving door. Okay?
Okay.
You'd better put a flare out, chum. I almost climbed over you.
Oh, just lit one, mister. I must have gone out. I'm sorry. Might I trouble you to stop at the next garage and send back a tow van?
Glad to.
Killed ourselves getting here. Now maybe you'll tell me why.
Stop here.
Clay, what are you going to do?
Wait in the car, Gus. Has a black sedan come this way in the past half hour?
Just a minute, sir, while I make this connection. There you are. What can I do for you, sir? Fill her up?
No. Have you seen a black sedan, a young man and a girl?
Clay, what's all this about?
Your old man, Governor? What'd she do, run away with a ruddy bloke?
Have you seen them?
There ain't been a car past here since sunset, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Listen to me, Governor. I'm a married man myself, and I know what you're going through.
Slow down.
Clay, don't you think we ought to talk this over once again? After all, Grant and Noreen have a right to a life of their own.
Stop here.
Hey, my watch has stopped. What time is it?
11:45.
11:45. You've got a step on it.
Grant, we can catch a later ferry boat.
We're catching the midnight ferry.
But you promised that truck driver you'd stop at the next garage.
We'll do our good deed and catch that boat.
About the raincoat, Clay? That's it. I've had enough. Now get back in the car. I'm going to take you back. You need a doctor. Wait here. Clay!
behind us.
I brought him.
But he thought you were heading for Edinburgh.
The petrol station.
We were going to stop there.
That's probably what he saw.
I should have listened to him. He was right. He had to die to convince me.
No. You could not have changed anything. He saw the future. And he was resigned to it. We were all fated to do what we did. Mace could not change what was going to happen. And he accepted the inevitable. I'm sure he was glad that his death was the means of saving your lives.
Late one October evening, two young men strolled down a nearly deserted midway of a traveling carnival.
What a ripoff. Not one of those sideshow freaks was real.
Well, what did you expect? This is just a carnival, not Ripley's Believe It or Not.
I don't know, I guess I just expected something more. Say, I don't remember that tent from before. Look what the sign says. Come inside and witness the world's largest collection of human skulls. No, now that I've got to see. Come on.
Steve and John step inside the dimly lit tent and are greeted by row after row of dust-covered skulls.
This place is creepy. Let's get out of here.
My God, these things look real.
That's because they are real, young man. Every last one of them.
But how did you get so many of them? Where did you find them all?
Oh, I picked them up here and there. You know, collecting is like anything else. You have to know what you want, and when you see it, grab it. The tall man steps close and pulls out a gleaming hatchet. For example, I've been looking for a pair just about your size and shape for some time. Yes, I think you'll do nicely.
I want your soul.
true I'm nervous, but why do you think I'm mad? My senses are very sharp, and above all, my hearing is extremely acute. Does that make me mad? Listen how calmly I can tell you the whole story. I love the old man. He never wronged me or insulted me, nor did I desire his gold. Every night, about midnight, I turned the latch of his door and opened it, oh, so gently. When I had an opening large enough, I put in a lantern, all closed, so that no light shone out. Then I put in my head. Oh, you would have laughed to see how cunningly I did it. I opened the lantern so that a single dim ray fell upon the vulture eye. For an hour, I didn't move a muscle. But I didn't hear him lie down. He was sitting up, listening in mortal terror. I made up my mind to take his life. For many minutes, the heart beat on, but at length it ceased. The old man was stone dead. Now I took wise precautions to conceal the body. Then there came a knocking on the door. The shriek had been heard by a neighbor who called them to investigate. I smiled and bade them welcome and invited them to search. As the room had been restored to perfect order, I had nothing to fear. In my confidence, I brought chairs and asked them to rest, placing my own seat on the very spot beneath which reposed the victim. For a while, I was perfectly at ease, answering questions cheerily. Before long, though, I felt myself getting pale and wished they would leave. My head ached, and a ringing began in my ears, but still they sat and chatted. As the ringing in my ears grew louder, I talked in a louder voice. Now, a new noise came to my ears, the low, dull sound that a watch makes when wrapped in cotton. I gasped for breath and talked more quickly. The noise increased. I rose and argued about trifles, making wild gestures, but the noise grew even louder. I paced the floor. Will they never leave? I felt I must scream or die. Louder, louder, louder! Then I shrieked. I admit the deed! Tear up the planks! Here! And stop the beating of his hideous old heart!